My friend, you think comfort is safety. That is a lie. A quiet salary can look like peace, but it can slowly kill your wealth, your courage, and your future. Here, you will train your English and face a hard truth about money. Stay until the end, because one sign may describe your life exactly. Welcome to English Story Studio. Here we practice clear English and clear thinking. Calm words. Hard truth. Maybe you are tired. Maybe you work every day. Maybe you pay your bills and tell yourself, this is fine. At least I am stable. I understand that feeling. Many people do. They do not feel rich, but they also do not feel in danger. They are not starving. They are not failing in a loud way. So they relax. They sleep. They stop asking for more. That is the trap. Today, we will talk about 8 signs that comfort is quietly destroying your financial future. First, we will enter the golden cage, where a stable, low-paying job feels safe, but acts like a sleeping drug. Then, we will face the myth of good enough, the small sentence that kills growth. After that, we will hit a painful twist about laziness and pain. Then we will compare the pain of discipline with the pain of regret. We will talk about choosing hard things now, creating artificial urgency, stepping into the unknown, and finally loving discipline so deeply that it becomes who you are. This is not just about money. This is about identity. This is about the kind of person you become when life stops pushing you. Some people only move when fear hits them. Some people learn to move before fear arrives. That second group builds freedom. Let us begin with the first sign. The first sign is the golden cage. A golden cage is still a cage, my friend. It may look clean. It may feel warm. It may come with a monthly salary, a friendly office, and a title that sounds respectable. But if the money is too low, if the growth is too small, if the work does not build real assets, then that job is not protecting you. It is training you to accept less. This is why it is dangerous. A bad job that feels terrible can wake you up, but a low-paying job that feels comfortable can put your ambition to sleep. Imagine a man named Ryan. He is 32. He has worked at the same company for 7 years. He is never fired. His boss likes him. His salary arrives on time. He can pay rent. He can buy food. He can even go out on weekends sometimes. From the outside, Ryan looks responsible, but look closer. His income grows slowly. Prices rise faster. He saves a little, but not much. He learns the same tasks again and again. He does not build a new skill. He does not invest in himself. He does not ask, what is this work making me become? He only asks, can this job carry me one more month? That question is too small. A job should not only pay you, it should train you. It should sharpen your value. It should increase your options. If your job gives you money today, but makes you weak tomorrow, the truth is simple. You are being paid to stay small. Many people know this in secret. They feel it on Sunday night. They feel it when they see someone else building a business, learning sales, learning tech, improving English, speaking with power, changing their life. A quiet voice inside says, I could do more. But then Monday comes, salary comes, routine comes. The voice becomes quiet again. That is how the golden cage works. Not with chains. With comfort. Stop. Be honest. If your salary disappeared for 3 months, would your current skills save you? Or would panic arrive immediately? Check the truth. Look at your bank account. Look at your debt. Look at your real skills in the market, not the skills your company praises. The skills strangers would pay for. That answer shows whether you have security or only a soft pillow. Here's the hard truth. Stability without growth is delayed danger. It is like sitting in a small boat on calm water. while a storm slowly forms far away. Because the sky is still blue, you do nothing. That is the lie of comfort. So what should you do? First, name the cage clearly. Do not call it good enough if it is keeping you weak. Call it what it is: low pay, low growth, low future. Then, measure what your work is giving you beyond salary. Is it giving you a rare skill, better communication, leadership, sales ability, technical power, confidence? If not, your job may be costing more than it pays. Finally, start building an exit muscle before you need an exit door. Learn after work. Save more. Reduce useless spending. Improve your English. Improve one skill that the market respects. A cage becomes weaker when your value becomes stronger. Now we move to the second sign. The second sign is the myth of good enough. This sentence sounds calm. It sounds adult. It sounds reasonable. This is enough. Sometimes that sentence is wise, but many times it is just fear wearing polite clothes. There is a difference between peace and surrender. Peace says, I am grateful, but I will still grow. Surrender says, I will stop here because trying more is uncomfortable. That second voice destroys potential. A woman named Emma worked in customer support for 5 years. She was smart. Her English was improving. Her manager trusted her. One day a friend told her, you should apply for a better role. You should do more. Emma smiled and said, no, this is good enough. I do not need much. That sounded humble. But it was not humility. It was fear. She feared rejection. She feared failing in a new role. She feared looking foolish while learning. Good enough became a shield. And a shield can protect you, yes. But it can also stop you from touching the life you want. Years passed. Her bills grew. Her energy fell. Her confidence became smaller, not bigger. Why? Because unused potential turns into quiet pain. When you know you can do more, but you keep choosing less, something inside you gets heavy. My friend, potential does not disappear. It waits. Then it becomes regret. The myth of good enough is powerful because it sounds wise. It does not shout. It whispers. It says, do not be greedy. Do not take risks. Do not ask for more. Be realistic. But realism without courage becomes a prison. You must ask a better question. Not, is this enough for today? Ask, who will I become if I repeat this for 5 years? That question cuts through the lie, because most financial failure is not sudden. It is repeated comfort, repeated delay, repeated settling. People do not destroy their future in one dramatic night. They do it quietly, by accepting a life that asks too little from them. And there is another truth. When you keep saying good enough, your standards become weak. Then weak standards shape your habits. Weak habits shape your future. Soon, you are not choosing small things. Small things are choosing you. So, what should you do here? First, watch your language. When you say good enough, stop and ask, is this wisdom or fear? Then, raise one standard in your life right now. It may be your savings rate. It may be your reading. It may be your health. It may be your work quality. It may be your English speaking practice. Raise one standard and protect it. Finally, remember this. Gratitude is not the enemy of ambition. You can be thankful and still hungry. You can respect what you have and still build more. That is not greed. That is responsibility, because your future self will live inside the choices you call normal today. In the next part, we will reach a painful twist. Many people say they are lazy, but the deeper truth is darker than that. Sometimes you are lazy because life has been too soft with you, and that comfort is expensive. A stable job can make you sleep. Good enough can make you stop. And when a person sleeps too long inside comfort, a hard truth arrives. The third sign is this: your life is not painful enough, so you stay lazy. That sentence sounds cruel. But my friend, truth is often cruel before it becomes useful. Many people say, I am lazy. I need motivation. No, not always. Sometimes you are not lazy in the normal sense. Sometimes your life is simply too comfortable to force action. You still have food. You still have internet. You still have a bed. You still have small pleasure every day. So your brain says, why fight? Why change? We are surviving. This is why laziness can be a privilege. Real desperation moves people fast. A parent with no cash flow learns quickly. A person with debt and no support becomes sharp. A family in real danger does not spend 3 hours scrolling videos about success. They move. They call. They sell. They learn. They act. That does not mean pain is good. It means pain is clear. Comfort is not clear. Comfort hides the emergency. A man named Jake lived like this for years. He had a simple office job. The pay was weak, but not terrible. His parents sometimes helped him. He had no children. No one depended on him. Every month he felt a little stress. Not enough to change, just enough to complain. He told people, I know I should do more. I am just lazy. But look closer. Jake was not trapped by sleep. He was trapped by soft consequences. His poor choices did not punish him fast enough, so he kept making them. He stayed up late. He watched videos. He bought things to feel better. He promised to study on Saturday. Then Saturday came, and his body chose comfort again. He said, I will start next month. Next month became next year. This is the pattern. When pain is weak, excuses grow strong. Stop. Be honest. What in your life is still easy enough to let you stay weak? Check your screen time. Check how many hours you lose each week. Check your spending on comfort, food delivery, small shopping, random subscriptions. Cheap pleasure is expensive when it protects your old life. Your brain is always asking one question: do I really need to change now? If the answer is no, action becomes slow. So you must understand this clearly. Motivation is weak. Urgency is stronger. Survival is stronger. Identity is strongest. Most people wait for a crisis to wake up. That is foolish. By the time the crisis comes, your options are smaller. Your energy is lower. Your fear is higher. That is not the best time to build. You need to wake up before pain forces you. So what should you do? First, stop using lazy as a soft word. Find the real reason. Are you tired, afraid, distracted, too comfortable? Name the truth. Then remove some comfort on purpose. Sleep earlier, wake earlier. Cut one easy pleasure that steals your time. Put your phone in another room. Make your old pattern less pleasant. Finally, connect action to something real, not a dream, a real cost. If I do not improve my income, I will stay dependent. If I do not build skills, inflation will eat my future. If I do not change, I will become older, weaker, and full of excuses. Truth creates movement. Minute 10 of your life. Many people want a twist. Here's the twist. Your problem may not be lack of energy. Your problem may be that your life still allows weakness. That is why some rich people stay poor in behavior. They have access, but no discipline. They have comfort, but no force. They have time, but no urgency. So the years pass and nothing compounds except regret. And now we arrive at the fourth sign. The pain of regret is much heavier than the pain of discipline. Discipline feels hard in the moment. Regret feels hard for years. This is one of the biggest lies people believe. They think avoiding effort protects them from pain. It does not. It only changes the type of pain. It turns short pain into long pain. Waking up early is painful. Studying after work is painful. Saving money when you want pleasure is painful. Saying no is painful. Practicing English when you feel shy is painful. Learning a valuable skill when you feel slow is painful. Yes, all true, but that pain is light. It is clean. It ends, and it builds something. Regret is different. Regret sits with you at night. Regret follows birthdays. Regret grows when you see someone younger doing what you kept delaying. Regret speaks in a quiet voice. You knew. You had time. You just did not move. That pain is heavy. A woman named Olivia wanted to change careers. She talked about it for 4 years. She bought courses. She made plans. She wrote goals in a notebook. But every time work became tiring, she told herself, "Not now. I need rest." Rest became a lifestyle. Planning became entertainment. Then one day, her company cut jobs. Suddenly, she had the crisis she had spent years preparing to avoid. But now she had less confidence, more fear, and less time. This is why discipline matters. It is not only about success, it is about reducing future suffering. My friend, every avoided effort sends a bill to your future self. That bill may come as debt. It may come as low income. It may come as poor health. It may come as weak skills. It may come as dependence on people who no longer want to carry you. But the bill always comes. Discipline pays early. Regret pays late with interest. Stop. Be honest. What bill are you creating right now? Look at your bank account. Look at your body. Look at your habits. Look at the skill you keep saying you will learn. Then ask one hard question. If I continue like this until March 13, 2027, what pain will grow? Make it concrete. Numbers, weight, debt, lost time, real truth. Many people think discipline is punishment. No. Discipline is protection. It protects your future from your current mood. Mood changes. Identity stays. If you only act when you feel ready, you will build a life controlled by weather inside your mind. Some days sunny, some days rain. No structure, no reliability, no trust in yourself. But when you act because you said you would act, something powerful happens. You begin to respect yourself. You become a person your future can depend on. That is worth more than comfort. So what should you do? First, stop asking, "What do I feel like doing?" Ask, "What reduces future regret?" Then, choose one daily action so small that excuses look foolish. 10 minutes of study, 20 minutes of exercise, 1 hour without your phone, 1 page of notes, 1 sales call, 1 application, 1 hard thing. Finally, remember this sentence: easy now, hard later. Hard now, easier later. That is the law. And most people break their own future because they keep choosing the first path. In the next part, we will go deeper. We will talk about choosing hard things on purpose before life chooses them for you. Then we will build artificial urgency, because waiting for real danger is a losing strategy. Comfort makes you slow. Soft pain makes you delay. Regret grows in silence. So now we come to the next hard truth. The 5th sign is this: you keep choosing easy things today, and that choice is building a very hard tomorrow. Life always gives you hard things. That is truth. The question is not whether life will be hard. The question is when. And the deeper question is this: will you choose your hard, or will life choose it for you? Many people think they are escaping difficulty when they choose the easy path. They are not escaping. They are borrowing. They are taking relief now and sending suffering forward. Easy spending creates hard debt later. Easy eating creates hard health problems later. Easy entertainment creates hard poverty later. Easy silence creates hard regret later. Easy work creates hard dependence later. This law is simple. But people do not like it because it removes the fantasy. It removes the lie that comfort is free. It is not free. A man named Daniel had a simple pattern. After work, he wanted rest. That is normal. But his version of rest slowly became surrender. He ordered food, watched videos, played games, slept late, woke tired, and repeated the same small life. He told himself he had earned comfort, maybe, but he also earned a future. After 3 years, Daniel had gained weight, lost sharpness, saved almost nothing, and built no rare skill. He had not made one dramatic mistake. That is important. He was not foolish in a loud way. He was foolish in a quiet way. He kept choosing what felt light in the moment. And the compound effect was heavy. This is how many lives get damaged. Not by one disaster, by repeated softness. My friend, every easy choice trains you. Every hard choice trains you too. You are always practicing a future. When you avoid a difficult conversation, you practice avoidance. When you delay learning, you practice delay. When you spend to feel better, you practice weakness. When you do the hard thing before you feel ready, you practice power. This is why choosing hard things is not about suffering for no reason. It is about strategic discomfort. It is about selecting the pain that builds you instead of waiting for the pain that breaks you. Stop. Be honest. What easy thing are you using every day to protect yourself from growth? Check your evenings. Check your weekend. Check the time after stress. That is where truth lives, not in your plans, in your recovery habits. In your recovery habits, because stress reveals character. Some people use stress as a reason to become softer. Others use stress as a signal to become more structured. The second group wins slowly, then suddenly. So what does it mean to choose hard things? It means you speak even when your voice shakes. It means you save money even when buying something would feel good. It means you study when your brain wants noise. It means you ask for more responsibility before confidence arrives. It means you build a second skill while the first job still pays you. It means you stop asking life to become easier and start becoming stronger. That last sentence matters. You do not need an easier economy. You need stronger habits. You do not need perfect conditions. You need personal standards. You do not need more comfort. You need more capacity. First, choose one hard thing that directly improves your future income or freedom. Not 10 things. One thing. A certification. Sales practice. English speaking. Portfolio work. Better health. Debt reduction. Pick the pain with the best long-term return. Then do it early in the day if possible. Hard things become heavier after decision fatigue. By evening, weak habits become louder. Finally, track proof, not feelings. Do not ask, did I feel disciplined? Ask, what did I do? Feelings are smoke. Action is stone. A lot of people lose because they worship mood. They say, I was not in the right state today. But bills do not care about your state. The market does not care. Time does not care. Time does not care. Truth does not care. And now we move to the sixth sign. You are waiting for pressure to appear naturally. That is a mistake. You must create artificial urgency. This sounds strange at first. Why would you create pressure when life already feels hard? Because natural pressure often comes too late. When rent is due, that is late pressure. When debt is large, that is late pressure. When your company fires people, that is late pressure. When your youth is gone, that is late pressure. Late pressure creates panic. Artificial urgency creates direction. Artificial urgency means you build a controlled survival signal before real survival problems arrive. You make the task feel serious now, not later. You act before the fire. A woman named Sarah understood this. She worked a normal job, but she knew her salary would not build the life she wanted. She did not wait for disaster. She made rules. She gave herself 6 months to build a better skill. She put a chart on the wall. She tracked daily work. She told 2 friends her target. She cut weekend waste. She treated her side project like rent. Nothing was on fire. That was the point. She created pressure on purpose, and because the pressure was chosen, not forced, it built discipline without chaos. That is what many people miss. They think pressure only comes from fear. No. Strong people learn to manufacture urgency with structure. You can do this too. Set a real deadline, not someday. A date. Set a real cost. If you miss the target, you lose something. Money, leisure, comfort, pride. Set visible proof. A page on the wall. A habit tracker. A public commitment to a friend. Set a survival story, not a fake dream. A sharp truth. My current income is not enough. My job is not secure. My skills are too average. I need a stronger future. That is not negativity. That is clear sight. Stop. Be honest. What are you still treating like a hobby that should be treated like survival? Your health, your savings, your English, your second income. Check your calendar. The truth is visible there. What you say matters lives, and what actually gets your time shows what truly matters. Artificial urgency also protects you from one of the most dangerous lies in adult life. I still have time. Yes, maybe you do. But unused time is not a resource. It is a story. Time only becomes valuable when it meets action. Without action, time becomes regret. So what should you do? First, choose one goal that matters enough to change your behavior this month. Not abstract self-improvement. Something measurable. Save a number. Finish a course. Send applications. Build 5 portfolio pieces. Speak English for 20 minutes a day. Something real. Then, compress the deadline a little. Make it uncomfortable. Not impossible. Sharp. Finally, remove escape doors. Reduce the things that let you pretend. Less endless scrolling. Less random outings. Less soft spending. A brain with too many exits will run from effort. This is the deeper truth. Your brain loves comfort, but your future needs structure. If you do not create urgency, your habits will obey pleasure. And pleasure is a weak leader. In the next part, we will step outside safety. We will talk about the unknown because money, freedom, and growth rarely wait inside familiar rooms. Then we will begin the final movement, how discipline stops feeling like force and starts becoming identity. You have seen the cage. You have seen the lie of good enough. You have seen that comfort can create laziness, regret, and a weak future. You have seen why hard choices and artificial urgency matter. Now we go to the next truth. Everything you say you want is outside the safe circle you already know. The 7th sign is this. You keep waiting for freedom, money, and confidence to arrive without stepping into the unknown. That will never happen. My friend, the life you want does not live inside your current routine. It does not live inside the same thoughts, the same friends, the same excuses, the same low-risk pattern, the same small identity. It lives outside. That is why it feels scary. People say they want more money, but they do not want to feel stupid while learning a new skill. They say they want freedom, but they do not want to leave the system that makes them feel safe. They say they want a better future, but they keep protecting the exact habits that built the present. That is not desire. That is fantasy. The unknown is where growth lives because the unknown forces adaptation. In the known world, your old self stays in control. In the unknown, your weaknesses become visible. Your fear becomes visible. Your bad communication becomes visible. Your bad communication becomes visible. Your lack of discipline becomes visible. This is good. You should not hate the unknown. You should use it. A man named Marcus worked in a stable support role for years. He knew the job well. Too well. He could do it half asleep. He wanted more money, but he stayed inside the same safe circle. Then one day, he forced a change. He started joining sales calls just to listen. At first, he felt lost. He spoke badly. He felt embarrassed. He wanted to quit. His old identity was strong. It said, "Go back. You are not this kind of person." But he stayed. After a few months, something changed. He was still not great, but he was no longer fragile. He learned how to speak under pressure. He learned how to handle rejection. He learned how value is created in real time. And with that new skill came new options. This is the gift of the unknown. It first removes comfort. Then it reveals capacity. Most people never receive that gift because they run too early. The first days in a new space feel terrible. That is normal. New jobs feel messy. New skills feel slow. New businesses feel uncertain. New routines feel unnatural. But my friend, unnatural does not mean wrong. It often means new. You must remember this when fear rises. Fear does not always mean danger. Sometimes fear only means expansion. Stop. Be honest. Where in your life are you still choosing familiarity over growth? Look at your work. Look at your relationships. Look at your money habits. Look at the things you say you want. Then ask, what unknown step have I been avoiding? Make it concrete. One call. One application. One meeting. One class. One project. One public attempt. That is the door. Many people worship clarity before action. They say, I need to be sure. No, you need to move. Clarity often comes after contact, not before it. If you wait to feel fully ready, you will wait until your best years are gone. This is why comfort is so dangerous. It teaches you to value emotional safety more than transformation. And emotional safety is expensive when it keeps you average. So what should you do? First, define the unknown you need. Not random risk. Useful risk. A skill that can raise income. A room with better people. A role that stretches you. A project that tests your courage. Then, lower the size of the jump. The unknown does not need to be dramatic. You do not need to burn your life down. You may only need 1 hour a day in a new direction. Finally, stay long enough to become less weak. This matters. Do not quit just because the first contact hurts your pride. Pride is cheap. Growth is expensive. Pay the right price. The truth is simple. Money rewards usefulness. Freedom rewards courage. Both usually require entering spaces where your old self feels small. That is not a problem. That is the path. And now we arrive at the 8th sign. The final transformation. You still think discipline is punishment. This is why you keep fighting it. If discipline feels like a prison, you will escape it every chance you get. You will do the habit for a few days. Then you will rebel. You will say, I want balance. But what you often mean is, I want relief from standards. That is dangerous, because the final lesson is not to force discipline harder. The final lesson is to fall in love with discipline until it becomes part of your identity. This changes everything. When discipline is only behavior, it depends on mood. When discipline becomes identity, it becomes normal. A person who says, I am trying to save money, will save when motivation is high. A person who says, I am a person who protects my future, saves even on a bad day. A person who says, I am trying to study English, studies sometimes. A person who says, I am a builder, I practice every day, returns again and again. Identity removes negotiation. That is power. A woman named Nina used to think discipline was harsh. She thought it meant no joy, no rest, no softness. So she started and stopped for years. Budgeting, exercise, study, sleep. Always on, then off. Then one day, she changed the frame. She stopped asking, how can I force myself? She asked, who am I now? Her answer was simple. I am a woman who keeps promises to herself. That one sentence changed her finances, her body, her schedule, and her confidence. Not in 1 week. Slowly. But truly, because identity is a root, behavior is a branch. If the root is weak, the branch dies in bad weather. My friend, this is why some people look disciplined from the outside but still fail. They are acting. They are performing control. They are still negotiating with their old self every day. That creates fatigue. But when discipline becomes identity, there is less argument. You do the work because that is what people like you do. People like you save. People like you train. People like you study. People like you finish. People like you tell the truth. That repetition matters. Identity grows through repeated proof. Stop. Be honest. What identity are your current habits proving? Not the one you post. Not the one you hope for. The one your daily actions confirm. Check your spending. Check your calendar. Check your sleep. Check your output. Your habits are writing your name every day. If you do not like the name, change the proof. So, what should you do? First, choose one identity sentence built on truth and action. I am a person who does hard things early. I am a builder, not a drifter. I protect my money. I finish what I start. Keep it simple. Then, attach one daily non-negotiable action to that identity. Small, clear, repeatable. The goal is not drama. The goal is self-trust. Finally, never break the story carelessly. One weak day is human. A careless pattern is a choice. Protect the identity like an asset. Because that is what it is. Nobody is coming to save you. That sentence is not negative. It is clean. It gives your power back. If nobody is coming, then your habits matter more. Your schedule matters more. Your standards matter more. Your truth matters more. And that is good news, because it means your future is not only fate, it is practice. In the next part, we will bring all of this together. We will turn these signs into one clear path. We will move from warning to decision, and we will speak about the kind of person you must become if you want wealth, freedom, and peace that is real. You have now seen all 8 signs: the golden cage, the myth of good enough, the comfort that makes laziness possible, the heavy cost of regret, the need to choose hard things, the power of artificial urgency, the unknown path to freedom, and the identity of discipline. Now we must bring them together, because these are not 8 separate problems. They are one system. A weak salary can make you accept less. Accepting less can become good enough. Good enough can make you passive. Passivity can make comfort feel normal. Comfort can remove urgency. No urgency can create delay. Delay can make the unknown feel even more frightening. Then, because you do not act, discipline feels painful instead of natural. That is the cycle. Many people live inside that cycle for 10 years. Some live inside it for 30. They do not crash in a dramatic way. They shrink in a quiet way. And because the shrinkage is slow, they do not resist it. That is why this message matters. Financial destruction is often quiet. It does not always come as one disaster. It comes as repeated small surrender. A low standard here. A delayed action there. One more month. One more excuse. One more soft choice. One more year of being busy, but not building. Then one day, the person looks up and sees the truth. They are older. They are still dependent. They are still tired. They still need permission. And they are no longer confused about what happened. They know. They chose comfort too many times. My friend, this is painful to hear. But pain that wakes you up is useful pain. Let us walk through the full pattern clearly. The first sign, the golden cage, teaches you the first lie. Because I am stable, I am safe. No. Stability without growth is rented peace. It can disappear. Real safety comes from skill, savings, adaptability, courage, and the ability to create value in more than one place. The second sign, good enough, teaches the next lie. Because I can survive, I do not need to improve. No. Survival is not the same as freedom. Survival is low-level success. Freedom asks for more truth, more discipline, more capacity, more value. The third sign, soft pain and laziness, reveals a dark truth. Your life may still allow weakness. That is why your brain keeps delaying action. It does not feel the fire yet, so you must become wiser than your comfort. The fourth sign, regret, teaches the true price. Avoided effort is never free. It returns. It sends a bill to your future self, and future bills are usually larger. The fifth sign, choosing hard things, gives you a way out. Instead of waiting for pain to break you, choose the kind of discomfort that builds you. You do not need random suffering. You need useful difficulty. The sixth sign, artificial urgency, reminds you that time can be wasted even inside a calm life. So you must create deadlines, rules, visible proof, and personal stakes before life creates panic for you. The seventh sign, stepping into the unknown, shows you where growth lives, not in the old circle, not in the old self. The unknown is uncomfortable because it asks you to become new. And the eighth sign, discipline as identity, gives you the final answer. The goal is not to force yourself forever. The goal is to become the kind of person who no longer argues with necessary action. This is the path. Simple, hard, true, stop. Be honest. Which sign is strongest in your life right now? Do not say all of them. That is too easy. Choose the main one. Is it your weak job, your low standards, your comfort, your delay, your fear of the unknown, your lack of identity? Check your bank account, your screen time, your unfinished plans, your calendar, your debt, your daily routine. Truth leaves evidence. Once you know the main sign, you know the first battle, and you do not need to win every battle this week. You need to stop lying. That is the turning point, because the most dangerous comfort is not the soft bed, the stable paycheck, or the easy weekend. The most dangerous comfort is the lie you tell yourself to protect your current identity. I am just tired. I am waiting for the right time. I work hard already. I do not need much. I am not that ambitious. Maybe later. Sometimes these sentences are true for one day, but when they become your lifestyle, they are poison. A man named Kevin once said, "I do not want much. I just want peace." That sounded noble. But the truth was different. He did want more. He wanted more money, more freedom, more respect, more strength. He just did not want the discomfort that comes before those things. So he called his fear peace. That is what people do. They rename weakness to protect it. They rename surrender as balance. They rename avoidance as patience. They rename low standards as gratitude. They rename fear as realism. My friend, words matter. If you use soft words for hard problems, you will stay trapped. Call things by their real names. Weak income is weak income. Bad habits are bad habits. Avoidance is avoidance. Delay is delay. Then, and only then, can change begin, because truth is the blade that cuts the rope. This is also why calm honesty is stronger than drama. You do not need to hate yourself. That is useless. You do not need loud motivation. That fades. You need accurate self-respect. Accurate self-respect says, I see my pattern. I will not pretend. And I will build a new one. That is adult power. Not fantasy, not noise, not performance. Real power is boring at first. It looks like sleeping on time, spending less, practicing more, finishing what you start, entering hard rooms, learning slowly, tracking numbers, repeating simple habits, telling the truth. It is not glamorous, but it compounds. And that is what most people forget. Comfort compounds too. So does discipline. Comfort compounds into dependence. Discipline compounds into freedom. Comfort compounds into fragility. Discipline compounds into capacity. Comfort compounds into excuses. Discipline compounds into identity. That is why daily life matters more than dramatic moments. You do not become poor only by losing money. You become poor by losing standards. You do not become free only by earning more. You become free by becoming more. That sentence is the center of this entire story. Money matters. Yes, but the deeper issue is the person who earns, keeps, grows, and directs money. If that person is weak, more income can still disappear. If that person is clear, disciplined, and brave, even small income can become the beginning of wealth. So this is not only a financial warning, it is an identity warning. If you stay too comfortable for too long, your outer life becomes smaller because your inner life becomes weaker. And when the inner life is weak, every hard thing feels personal. Every challenge feels unfair. Every delay feels normal. Every excuse feels reasonable. That is no way to live. In the final part, we will close with one clear vow. Not a fantasy, not a perfect plan. A vow about who you will be from now on. We will turn this truth into a final direction for your money, your habits, your English, and your life. My friend, now the story becomes a decision. You have heard the warning. You have seen the signs. Now you must choose what kind of life you will build. Not someday. Not when the market gets better. Not when your boss respects you more. Not when motivation arrives like magic. Now, because comfort does not destroy the future in one loud moment. It destroys it quietly, while you call it normal. So here's the conclusion. A stable but weak life is not enough. A calm but shrinking life is not enough. A life with no growth, no urgency, no courage, and no discipline is not peace. It is slow loss. That is the truth. And truth is a gift when you stop running from it. Maybe you are in the golden cage right now. Then admit it. Maybe good enough has become your favorite lie. Then break it. Maybe your life is still too soft to force action. Then create pressure. Maybe regret is already speaking. Then listen before it becomes a scream. Maybe you keep choosing easy things. Then choose one hard thing today. Maybe you fear the unknown. Then step into a small new room. Maybe discipline still feels like punishment. Then stop trying to borrow it and start becoming it. This is the path forward, not perfect, but clean. You do not need a new personality in 1 week. You need a new standard. You need a new sentence. You need a new daily proof. Say this to yourself. I do not worship comfort. I build capacity. Again, I do not worship comfort. I build capacity. That sentence can change a life, because when you build capacity, you stop asking for an easier road. You become a stronger traveler. You earn better. You save better. You think better. You speak better. You recover better. You choose better. That is how a financial future changes. Not only through money, but through the person who handles money. Now let this become very practical. Tonight, look at your bank account without fear. Look at your debt without excuses. Look at your calendar without lying. Look at your screen time without pretending. Look at your work and ask, is this building my future or only feeding my present? Then choose one action that proves you are done being soft with your own potential. One action. Cut one expense. Start one skill. Send one application. Wake 1 hour earlier. Study English for 20 minutes. Track your spending. Finish one thing you keep delaying. Just one. And tomorrow, do it again. That is how identity begins. Not in drama, in repetition, in truth, in small proof. Remember this always. Comfort is attractive because it asks nothing from you today. Discipline is powerful because it protects you tomorrow. And tomorrow is where your life will be lived. So protect it, guard it, build it. Nobody is coming to save you. That is why you must become someone you can trust. Someone who acts before panic. Someone who tells the truth early. Someone who can carry pressure without collapsing. Someone who does not need pain to wake up. someone who does not call fear peace, someone who does not confuse stability with security, someone who builds. This is your vow. From this day, you do not drift. From this day, you do not hide inside good enough. From this day, you stop asking comfort to guide your money, your habits, and your future. From this day, you build with clear eyes. And when you fail for one day, you return the next day. When you feel weak, you tell the truth. When you feel afraid, you move anyway. When life gets quiet, you do not fall asleep again. That is how freedom begins. Thank you for spending this time with English Story Studio. Here we do more than consume words. We train the mind. We train the voice. We train the will. If this story spoke to you, comment with one hard action you will take today and subscribe so you can keep building with us. Do not only listen, create. Do not only drift, build. Do not only hope, practice.